listen, she's a beautiful young lady. And there's a lot of beautiful young ladies in the WNBA. But when you do that, you can't come down the line and complain about being objectified later on. It's not going to work with people. Whether it's right or wrong, it's not going to work. And when you do stuff like that and you're drawing attention to yourself because of that, that can be problematic for you.
Imagine this. New Year's Eve, Angel Reese uploads a photo that screams, "Look at me more than locked in." The internet, it blows up and not in her favor. Stephen A. Smith jumps in, drops his take, and within hours, Reese's social media vanishes. Here's the million-dollar question. Was that post worth the fallout?
Here's the part that I like about the backlash. Clearly, it's something that a lot of people can't take. So if it's something that you can't take, maybe you shouldn't expose yourself to the backlash and provoking the backlash.
From leading the WNBA in rebounds to going ghost on Instagram, Angel Reese's story has become a cautionary tale for athletes everywhere. Stephen A. didn't hold back, calling her out for chasing attention and contrasting her with the ultra-focused Caitlin Clark. What he said about Reese's future in the league, you won't believe it.
Especially when the comparison is going to be drawn to Caitlin Clark, who isn't doing such things. That might not be fair. I'm not saying it is. And you certainly have the right to dress how you want and to do what you want and to live your life. But people have a right to have their opinions about what you put on display. And if they don't like it and they believe that it's not the right thing for you to be doing when you talk about building your brand, I don't know how you can argue that, Tori.
As the clock struck midnight, Angel Reese showed up in a stunning New Year's Eve dress, ready to ring in 2025. But her fans? Let's just say they weren't impressed. The video she shared backfired badly. Criticism poured in instantly, and even her most loyal supporters were questioning her choices. That's when you know the move missed.
My daughters are fully aware. Daddy had better damn well not see an outfit like that on social media. Now, I ain't judging Angel Reese. Live your life. I'm talking about my daughters.
Right.
I promise you. I better not see that. Hey, they could be in college in L.A., in Boston, or anywhere in between. Daddy will drop the mic, hop in the car, on the plane, or wherever. That ain't gonna happen. You said, I'm not having it. That's me.
So what sparked the firestorm? Reese posted herself in a barely there outfit, strutting and posing in ways that turned heads for all the wrong reasons. This wasn't your typical New Year's look. It was made to shock, and shock it did. The backlash got so heated that Reese's Instagram suddenly disappeared. Gone in a flash.
She deleted her Instagram, and that's the most important part about all of this, because clearly she's uncomfortable with some of the backlash that she's getting because she deleted her Instagram.
But let's be real. This isn't just about a dress. It's about a young star potentially damaging her brand. At 22, Reese is old enough to know the stakes, and fans are now wondering, what's next? Before the dust even settled, Stephen A. Smith chimed in with his trademark fire. And trust me, his reaction was one for the books.
Let's call it what it is. I am not trying to say that she should be criticized or she is wrong. What I'm saying is by pulling it down, clearly you felt there was something wrong with it.
When Stephen A. shows up, you know things got serious. And this time, he went full-on disappointed dad mode about Reese's New Year stunt. His breakdown wasn't just sharp, it was brutal. Let's unpack exactly what he had to say.
Yes, you are 22. Yes, you are young. And there's a lot of things that we didn't want people to know about when we were her age. Fair enough, especially me, okay? Because I'm 30 plus years removed from that age. I got that part. There was no social media then or whatever. But here's my point to you. She knows this social media. She is not dumb. She's quite a brilliant young lady. She's very smart, very accomplished. And on top of it all, she is in this age where she does know social media exists, and she has exploited it to her advantage. And so when you take that into consideration, that means you're mindful of the imagery and the perception that you're assisting in creating about yourself.
First up, Smith wasted no time pointing out Reese's double standards. He made it clear. If you want to be taken seriously, you can't cry foul about being objectified while also posting content that does just that. Tough words, but it didn't stop there. Smith brought up Caitlin Clark as the gold standard for professionalism. Ouch.
Here's what I have a problem with, Tori. Angel Reese, in doing the things that she has done, let's face reality. She's going to be attached to Caitlin Clark to some degree. If Angel Reese had never waved her hand in her face when LSU was beating Iowa for in the Final Four of the national championship, if that hadn't happened, Angel Reese's name might not be as big.
Smith didn't pull any punches when he said,
but what's not debatable is the fact that Caitlin Clark has handled her branding extremely well. Whereas with Angel Reese, sometimes you find yourself scratching your head and wondering what the hell she's doing. Like that photo right there.
That comparison hit hard. Clark's busy building a global brand, while Reese looks caught between athlete and influencer. Smith's deeper point? This is about priorities. Is Reese chasing the game or just chasing likes? Right now, it looks like she's on the wrong side of that tug of war.
You have to be cognizant that no matter how you step out of your house, you are now Angel Reese, and you will always be picked apart, unfortunately. It comes with the crown. You're a queen. You're beautiful, So you just have to remember that if you aren't ready for the scrutiny, if you're not ready for the heat, then, you just got to be mindful that what comes with it. You have to be mindful with what comes with it.
And then came the guests on Stephen A.'s show, piling on even more heat. Their take? Reese is starving for attention, no matter the type. Meanwhile, the rest of the sports world is focused on performance, not Instagram drama. They warned this kind of stunt could hurt her career, and Smith agreed. Teams absolutely notice these things.
Might have been a right or wrong decision depending on what she feels or what other people feel. I'm just saying that what's inescapable is that even though she's not Caitlin Clark, she's going to be reminded she's not Caitlin Clark with every good thing that Caitlin Clark does, because that was her number one nemesis in a lot of people's eyes, number one.
Here's the bottom line. In pro sports, your reputation is more than just your stat sheet. How you carry yourself off the court matters just as much. Right now, Reese's off-court choices are drowning out her actual game. The harsh truth? She's got to choose basketball legacy or Instagram fame. Because in this world, stars fade fast.
Number two, she was seen doing various interviews and what have you, talking about threats, talking about insults, crying about how people were coming at her with such venom and hostility, particularly in her last year at LSU, before she ultimately graduated to the pros. She brought up all of these things, which means she was aware of it. And if you're aware of it, you have to understand that that's going to be part of the judgment that comes against you, fair or unfair. That's what I'm saying, Tori.
So what's the next chapter for Angel Reese? Will she take the criticism and refocus on basketball, or keep chasing the spotlight? Only time will tell. But like Stephen A. said, the ball's in her court now. And before we get back to Clark, the player he praised as a shining example, don't forget to subscribe, and hit that bell. We appreciate you rocking with us. Now, let's get back to it.